Many of you will have seen what's happened over the past 36 hours in Israel, and the scenes are truly, truly horrifying. And as I said yesterday, this is not a time for equivocation. Right? We should just be straightforward in what's happening here, and that's that Hamas and the people that support Hamas are fully responsible for appalling acts of terrorism. We should call it out for what it is. Citizens of Israel are being murdered, innocent people have been kidnapped, including children. Obviously that's shocking and it's horrifying, and they should be held accountable for that. And what I've said to the Israeli Prime Minister is that we will provide all the support that they need to make sure that Israel can defend itself against these kinds of attacks. Now, we already have a very long-standing relationship with Israel. We're one of their strongest allies. We've provided in the past the kinds of equipment that they've used to defend themselves over the past couple of days. And as I said to the Prime Minister, we will continue to provide, whether that's diplomatic, intelligence or security support, as they need. I'm chairing a COBRA of my ministerial colleagues this afternoon when we'll continue to discuss the situation, but we're in close dialogue with our Israeli counterparts, and I know all of you will join me in wanting to stand steadfast with the people of Israel at this very difficult time for them.
Can you confirm if any British citizens have been killed in Israel, and if so, how many? And are any British citizens believed to have been taken hostage by Hamas as well? And also on a related subject, do you now support prescribing the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is backed by the Home Office?
So on British citizens, I know it will be an anxious time for many families who have loved ones in the region. It's a quite complex situation on the ground, so we are working very closely with our Israeli counterparts to establish the status of any British nationals on the ground. That work is underway as we speak. But for anyone who does have family or friends in the region, the most important thing for them to do is follow the Foreign Office advice, but also the advice of the Israeli Home Command on the ground in particular areas. And if you're at all concerned, contact the Foreign Office, who have established procedures to make sure that they can be in touch with people and provide support to them as required. And with regard to Iran, I'm not going to speculate on the origins of all of this. You know, there'll be time for that in due course. But I've said previously that Iran and its actions poses a real threat to the security and safety of all of you, the British people, and that's why we've already taken quite strong action against the Iranian regime, not least sanctioning over 300 people, including the IRGC in its entirety. We've passed a new law in Parliament, the National Security Act, which gives us more powers to disrupt the interference from foreign hostile states here in the UK to keep you all safe. And with regard to prescription, it's not something that routinely governments have ever commented on. But I can remind you that Hamas, who's claimed responsibility for the attacks in Israel, is a prescribed terrorist organisation under UK law. And it's Hamas who is responsible for what's happened over the past few days, and we will stand steadfast with Israel in supporting them to defend themselves against these appalling acts of terrorism.